if I had to describe 82nd Street Academics in one word, that word would be fantastic.
If I had to describe the school in one word, it would be diverse.
Consistent.
Be innovative.
They would be resilient and flexible.
Aspirational.
If I had to describe 82nd Street Academics in one word, I would say love.
If I want to use one word to describe our school, that will be supportive.
Fun.
If I had to describe the school in one word, it would be inclusive.
Hi, I'm Tyler from 82nd Street Academics. I'm in 8th grade and from TRCS.
Awesome, thank you.
Oh, during the pandemic, I volunteered in Love Wins Food Pantry. It's a place that distributes meals and food to our community. Yeah.
Nice, that's awesome. Did you do it with other students?
Oh, it was Hannah, Amy, and me.
Nice, that's great.
We just went there and then we saw Amy and we're like, oh, why not, you know?
Oh, wow, I love that. What would you say is something you struggled with this past year?
Well, during when the pandemic started, Zoom was like difficult for everybody. It was new and no one really knew what to do or like how to start and stuff. So at the beginning, it was like hard and rough.
How has attending remote after school impacted on your online learning this past year?
Just like of course, like it's in the beginning it was hard, but yeah, everybody adapted.
How did after school impact your online learning?
Yeah, after school, like it was a big boost, right? It helped a lot with grades and homework and classroom, and it was like overall like really fun too. Because after when we finished our homework, Carla or the teacher would check if we finished our homework, and then we'll get like a prize, and then we'll watch like Netflix, and yeah, it was pretty fun.
My name is Susanna Hernandez, and I'm in the 8th grade.
Great.
My favorite subject in school is science because I appreciate all that the teachers do for me and all that I learned in the class. I also enjoy all the projects and homework as well as teaching others what they have taught me.
Great.
Something that I struggled with this year was being able to communicate with my teachers through email due to being fully remote.
How has attending remote after school impacted your online learning?
It has impacted my online learning because I've been able to receive extra support from my teachers whenever needed, and the timing was more flexible for me. After school supported me during the pandemic by providing me with new fun and new activities to do in order to improve me as an individual and as a student. One message that I would love to share with my peers would be to always be grateful for everything and enjoy every moment of life.
Hello, and welcome to our first ever virtual fundraiser. I'm thrilled to be with you. Tonight, we're going to hear from people who make 82nd Street Academics a special community, including and especially our amazing students. In addition to celebrating academic achievement, which is the core mission of 82nd Street Academics, we also focus this year on resiliency. We're getting back on our feet, and we're excited about the future. We've got big plans to provide more resources to our families and help anyone who struggled this past year catch up. Given the strain the pandemic has placed on our public sector this year, we need help from private donors like you more than ever to achieve our goals. If you haven't already, we urge you to donate whatever you can to help secure the future for students of 82nd Street Academics. Now, we know we have students, parents, and teachers joining, but some of you are new to the school, and we're excited to introduce you to 82nd Street and our community.
Hi, I'm Dr. Ron Tompkins, and I'm excited to be here tonight, and let's get excited about reopening doors of opportunity for kids. But first, can I ask you a question? As you think about your own childhood, do you see where people opened doors of opportunity so that you could get where you are today? I overcame childhood poverty, and as I look back, I can see that people were opening doors of opportunity for me. 10 years ago, I made a list and I had 53 people on it who had opened doors so I could get where I am now. I'm eternally grateful. I believe in 82nd Street Academics because we unlock doors of opportunity for kids who will otherwise be locked out. And we find 3 closed doors that prevent kids from getting to and through college. Poorly taught study disciplines, missing leadership skills such as goal persistence and optimistic thinking, and third, self-doubt as kids face the forces of hate in society, whether it's language or religion or color, gender, sexuality, or learning styles. Kids can open these doors, but they need someone to help them open the doors. Many English language learners in New York City will never graduate from high school. And public education here is pretty good at providing a floor. But 82nd Street provides the leadership skills, the study disciplines, and the empowerment to help kids shoot for the ceiling. You should be on one of our college trips to Binghamton, to Cornell, to Harvard, and see students in Cambridge Square suddenly realizing, I could be here one day. That's why you are critical as a partner in this effort. New York is about to open to learning in person again, and 82nd Street needs to be there. Many donors worry about making gifts to agencies that really don't make a difference. And it's true. There are many after-school and early childhood programs where you can make a donation. But only at 82nd Street Academics do we work with the National Student Clearinghouse to track our students years after they have left our programs. We know who goes to college. And if a student attends 5 of our summer academics goal programs, 8 weeks, 5 years in a row, they correlate to a 90% chance of entering a freshman year. What's the correlation for the population in general in Jackson Heights? 18%. We have an ambitious goal tonight because we have a big challenge, we have big possibilities, and we know where we want this to go. We want doors open for kids. It could never be a more critical time. I invite you to join with me and many others. $7,000 was received before this fundraiser began. We expect much more in the next few minutes. Be part of it. As I was preparing to speak to you tonight, I couldn't stop thinking about the people in my own life who have opened doors of opportunity for me. I know that I want to make a gift this evening. And if somebody opened the doors for you, isn't this a night to pay it forward with a gift to a child that you may never know, but who can go on and make something good and great out of their life with your help? And now, please join me as we welcome elected representatives, students, and board members who used or celebrate the unique approach of 82nd Street Academics and its opening doors to college through study disciplines, leadership skills, and empowerment.
82nd Street Academics has a long-standing history in Jackson Heights and Queens. In 1974, a few mothers gathered to start a playgroup and hire teachers to lead classes 3 days per week. Then, in 1985, the Chinese Congregation of Community Church added a summer school academic program to prep students for specialized high school entrance exams. And in 2001, the Department of Education offered a universal pre-K program for 250 students. Since then, 82nd Street Academics has also developed positive partnerships with PS 148, PS 280, PS 69, Renaissance Charter School, and Hunters Point Middle School for their after-school programs. To date, over 10,000 students have taken early steps to college with 82nd Street Academics. And it should be noted that 47% of families in our community speak a language other than English at home, and 60% of our community was born outside of the United States. In 50 years of operation, we have tried, initiated, and developed many programs, all of which have had the common theme of equity for students who often don't speak English at home and need better preparation to achieve success in college and beyond. The commitment of 82nd Street Academics has been to have the staff team and board express the diversity of the community we serve. Data shows the immense challenges of high school graduation for youth who face societal barriers. Although we focused on language barriers at 82nd Street Academics, our work doesn't stop there. Students still face many other forms of bias and hatred, not to mention the effects of poverty. 82nd Street Academics has always faced those challenges head on and remains committed to continuing that work today. 82nd Street has a wonderful and durable corporate culture because our best resource is our high-performing staff team. We hire mission-driven staff who have overcome societal barriers in their own life. We take college trips to help kids envision what their futures can hold. We delight children, since learning should include moments of joy and feelings of accomplishment. We prefer effective teaching teams instead of individual superstars. And we equipped students with the tools they need to achieve academic success. The best news of all is that it works. We send our data annually to the National Student Clearinghouse, which tracks what students do academically after high school. It is a joy to report a college-going rate of 90% after 5 summers of summer academics with 82nd Street, which compares to 18% for the total neighborhood. Indeed, this is just one example of the many ways 82nd Street Academics helps to add to the skill base of New York City. So what does the future hold? We just started a tutoring program with virtual and on-site opportunities. We will also participate in pre-K as New York City starts this new program for young children. We have filled our original building to capacity and plan partner opportunities with our unique approach. And by watching today, we encourage you to become our partner. Help empower youth and strengthen New York City.
Tonight combines the celebration of reopening with more understanding of the critical role that each of us can assume. But I'm going to start with a celebration and a drawing for this handsome tote bag. This fashionable tote bag would look great at Queens College, City College, Baruch, Hunter, Binghamton, or Harvard. And to win this tote bag, you simply need to write to info@82ndstreet.com right now. info@82ndstreet.com. And include your first name and include the number of students that you guess will be working with 82nd Street this coming school year. We will announce the winners, some winners a little later on. If you are one of the first 3 people to enter, you'll win a tote bag automatically. So get these while they last. They're a great gift from us to you for participating this evening. Continuing the celebration, I thought it would be fun to take you behind the scenes to some of the devices of art that we use to 10x student performance and to stir dreams and create that wonderful trip, that journey to college. Over here we have the sacred flame of knowledge. The sacred flame is only brought out at critical moments in the school year, such as tonight. Legend has it that if your heart is pure and you have done your homework, you can plunge your hand into the middle of the sacred flame and you will not be burned. Don't try this at home, but you will draw forth a prize. Let us try. It's a little hot, but yes, I see the prize, and what I have here is passports to college. Yes, every student at 82nd Street gets a passport. And this has visa pages, and as you go through each program, your passport will be stamped with a visa stamp. And when you have achieved 5 or more programs with 82nd Street, out of the 23 possible, your passport is exchanged for the gold passport. And about 10 students every year actually achieve more than 10 programs with 82nd Street Academics, and they are awarded the coveted premium black passport. These passports won't get you to Canada, but they will get you to college. You have noticed probably as the program began, there's little signs shooting up of people making gifts, even as we're speaking. If you've looked on the legacy pages, several of those were for $314. This is a special gift because it's 90% of the tuition needed for one child for a month of tutoring. And this is a new program, but we've just are finishing the first semester. And I heard 3 stories last week. I'd like a minute just to share. 3 of the students who were in promotion and doubt were in our tutoring program. That means they were not sure that they would go on to the next grade. And they learned last week that their promotion is not in doubt. They are going to go on to the next grade. So as we're reopening these doors of opportunity for students, some students of limited means don't have the means. And that's where you and I can play a role on evenings such as this. And I encourage you to do so. Get out one of your credit cards and follow your heart. Make a gift right now. The board of directors brought this wonderful evening about. And one of the things that they did was to create a panel, an expert panel of board members, teachers, and elected officials. I'd like to ask the panel to introduce themselves.
Hi, my name is Hunter. I'm the secretary of the board of 82nd Street Academics.
My name is Louise Mulvihill, and I'm a board member of 82nd Street Academics.
My name is Lloyd Colonna. I am co-chair of the board of 82nd Street.
Hi, my name is Dalton Olszewski, and I'm the chair of the finance committee.
My name is Rick Dudley. I'm a board member at 82nd Street Academics.
Hi, I'm Councilmember Danny Drum, and I represent Jackson Heights and Elmhurst in the New York City Council. I'm the chair of the Finance Committee, and I'm glad to be here with you.
My name is Catalina Cruz. I am the assembly member that represents Jackson Heights, Corona, and Elmhurst.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jessica Gonzalez Rojas. I am the assembly member for the 34th Assembly District, which includes the neighborhoods of Jackson Heights, East Elmhurst, Corona, and Woodside.
Hi everyone, my name is Stephanie. This is my 4th year working in 82nd Street Academics.
Hi everyone, I'm Ms. Rianne Valera, and I'm one of the pre-K for all teachers here at 82nd Street Academics.
The mission of the school and the whole concept of academic excellency, it's important, especially for children like me who come from working class, poor communities. It is that education, that access to higher education, which actually starts all the way at preschool, is going to be key to help our communities succeed. Being able to become successful and still stay in touch with the community is what schools like 82nd Street Academics teach us.
I grew up in Queens as the child of immigrants, and it was a struggle to navigate the educational system. It took a long time for me to build out my support network and learn what I needed to do to succeed and get into college and beyond. So I really wish that I had the community and resources 82nd Street Academics offers when I was a kid. And I'm trying to do my part now so that as many students as possible who are in my shoes do not have the same roadblocks to success that I did.
I chose to serve on the board of 82nd Street Academics because of its educational philosophy and mission, giving back to underserved communities. Myself as a young man came from a community that in some respects was underserved. I look at it as an honor to be able to give back and help the next generation of young people do the same.
So as a parent whose child went to 82nd Street Academics, what was important for me was a dual language program. But that was so important because as a Latina who has been, born and raised in the United States, I didn't learn Spanish in the same way. My parents wanted me to speak English. And living in a community like Jackson Heights, where it serves you to speak another language. It's actually a benefit, and it provides more opportunity.
This school provides me the opportunity to bring Mandarin and the Chinese culture to our school community.
When I had LGBTQ friends who were looking for a place to put their young son, and there was no other place in the neighborhood except 82nd Street Academics where they felt comfortable enough to be able to place their son, and knew that because they were a same-sex couple, that they would be accepted and that their son would be accepted in the school. And I'll never forget that story, because in those days, nobody else was really doing that type of groundbreaking work. But 82nd Street Academics does more than just education. They help with social services, they help with resources, they help with referrals, because they know the community. They are the community. And therefore, 82nd Street Academics will help us be as resilient as we can to the COVID pandemic that happened over the last year.
At 82nd Street Academics, we believe that no matter what you look like, who you are, your background, where you come from, your cultural experiences, your lack of cultural experiences, you are accepted, you are valued, and you're celebrated.
At the beginning of the pandemic, what came to mind were families who oftentimes go without. How would they make it through? And part of 82nd Street's mission is directly related to that, right? Serving underserved communities, making sure they have the resources that are needed to progress.
One of my biggest concerns at the beginning of the pandemic was the physical, mental, and financial health and safety of all our students and our staff and their families.
Not knowing, are we going to be in person? Can we have in-person classes? How do we replace the education that kids are missing from that in-person experience with something online or something else, just to keep everyone moving forward?
The pandemic has taken a gigantic toll on not just the ability of our children to learn, but also their mental health and their physical health. Many of them don't have access to good working internet, if they have access to it at all. So the pandemic has created conditions that really push them back in their education, and we are hoping that with schools and partnerships like the ones with 82nd Street Academics, there's going to be a huge impact on our children's education and attainment and success. Our Department of Education hasn't really done the job that they should be doing.
I feel like a lot of children this year and a half, they went through a lot of trauma in their lives. So I feel like social, emotional growth is what we really need to look out for as educators.
When I realized that schools were going to be closed due to COVID, it sent a shock through me. I was a New York City public school teacher for 25 years before I got elected to the city council. And I think in those 25 years, we had 2 snow days. We were hoping for snow days, but we never got them. So to have the schools closed down was a real reflection on the depth of the impact of the virus. Having lost this year means that those students, especially the 3 and 4 or 5-year-old students, are going to be at a disadvantage. Schools and programs like 82nd Street Academics is so vitally important. Without them, I think, where would we be?
At this point in the fundraiser, I'm glad to report that we currently have $11,478 received, and gifts continue to come in. We may overshoot our goal tonight, and I want you to encourage you to continue to give even if we do, because of course the goal of one evening does not reflect all of the needs of all the students. And I can promise you that whatever gifts we receive this evening, they will be carefully used, and student lives will be affected as a result. I do want to remind you of the raffle for this handsome tote bag. We've had several winners so far, including Marigold, including Arnaldo, including Ella, and including Tom. So we've got people, you can still get into this raffle with sending the email to info@82ndstreet.com. The pandemic, the price was very hard to bear. But we are also now looking at dreams and plans for our future to come. And so our panel, starting with Assemblymember Cruz, Catalina, what should 82nd Street dream for as we reopen?
I think that 82nd Street Academics has always worked outside of the box in different projects with our community, from partnering with our office to do events related to giving out book bags and getting kids ready for school. 82nd Street is going to be key in partnering with other organizations, with us, and helping those kids catch up. Maybe it's more after school programs and funding. That's where we come in. Maybe it's programs for parents. You know, there's an infinite amount of possibilities and partnerships.
82nd Street Academics has been a recovery space, right? I think making sure that children are continuing to learn, making sure the families have the resources that they need, making sure their space is still open and accessible and welcoming to the community in a safe way. And 82nd Street Academics is certainly a staple in our community that can help drive us back to a better Jackson Heights.
As we look towards reopening, the most critical challenge facing the school, in my opinion, is how to take advantage of the new opportunities now afforded to us from the lessons we've learned during the pandemic. Can we take lessons from the virtual classroom and adopt them in person? What future virtual opportunities are there to expand our reach now that constraints such as getting to one of our sites and location are not as big of considerations? There are, to me, a lot of opportunities to scale now that we may not have considered before, and that's exciting to me.
One 82nd Street initiative that I'm most passionate about is tutoring. When I think back to my formative years and my high school trajectory, there were some areas that I needed a little bit more help in. And I sought out tutoring services during my lunch hour. I would go to the math department and get extra help tutoring from the chair of the math department. And it made a huge difference in my ability to understand the concepts, but also perform well academically. And when I think about students at 82nd Street, I want them to be able to take advantage of the same opportunities to get extra help in tutoring services.
It's difficult to continue to provide a healthy and safe physical environment for the students and our staff, as well as quality remote accessibility, while their demands on our already reduced resources continue to increase. Since we want to continue to keep everyone safe, the class capacity is reduced, and therefore our income is reduced, even though more resources are required.
The board and as an organization, have talked about starting a tutoring program, expanding the scope of services that we offer in the community. Fundraising is super critical for that. Anytime you're trying to get a new program off board, it's hard. There are things you have to work through, money you have to spend, resources you have to buy. And so fundraising especially is critical for doing all of that, and obviously in general for just our operations.
For reopening schools, I think schools and the families, we need to build our connections again. And schools and the teachers, we need to provide more help for the parents, and we will rebuild the kids' social skills as well.
I've always been passionate about our dedication to providing a multilingual preschool experience. Of course, that curriculum is complex and requires talented teachers. Fundraising would really help us advance that complicated but valuable initiative and prepare our students to be tolerant, diverse, and accepting young adults.
One thing I want to raise about 82nd Street Academics is that it's not just been a place for learning for young people, it's actually served also as a community space. As an elected official, I held a healthcare town hall there prior to COVID. I've gone to community meetings in the space. It's not just served as a resource for our children, but a resource for our families. In a neighborhood that actually doesn't have a general community center, 82nd Street Academics has served as that for so many of us.
Well, we're near the end of the evening, and there's an awful lot of bad news in the news. Would you like to hear some good news? We've exceeded our goal right now, $12,547. This is a great group to be a part of tonight. We have been a circle of giving and a circle of success. You have been a part of it. Well, have you? There may be somebody here listening and you still wish that you had a chance to jump in. You do. Of course, the funds received right through the end, we're going to be reporting them on our banners on Facebook and on our website a little later this week, of all the people who gave us permission to post their name and gift. But what a wonderful evening. Be part of it. If we get another gift for $314, we're going to be able to put one more student in on a tuition scholarship basis. If we get another gift for $50, the ideas go on. We do need your continuing gifts, even with the success we are having. So use the link that you see in the chat below the video or below the video on YouTube, and remember and be part of the circle. Now, as we end the evening, our panel has been asked, what message do you have for students or for us? And Lloyd, get us started.
If I had to pick one message to send to the kids of 82nd Street Academics, it would be to believe in yourself. You are far more capable than you give yourself credit and can achieve whatever it is that you put your mind to.
I believe New York City is at a rebuilding point. And I think that 82nd Street Academics has a major role. I think income inequality is one of the major challenges ahead. 82nd Street Academics enables children to have new opportunities, to get an entry into college. We hope you can join us in our dream.
The most exciting thing about reopening our school, I feel I can see them in person, and I really miss the days I can play with them, and I miss their smiles.
I always appreciate the diversity of 82nd Street Academics, and they are very good at bringing diverse communities together to celebrate each other. And I think that's what we need to do now. I think that they can bring us all together and they can make the future brighter for all of us. They have a way and a respect for people's backgrounds and for people's culture and for people's language, and bringing those communities together and saying we're all in this together more than ever we have been before is what 82nd Street Academics does in an excellent, excellent way. We need you, 82nd Street Academics. Stay with us and continue to be a vital force in our community.
Thank you for joining with the larger 82nd Street community tonight. Hasn't it been an incredible evening? If you haven't already, we urge you to donate and help open a door of opportunity for young people. It takes just a few minutes, and your gift really does combine with others to make a difference in the life of a student that needs a little help to get to college and realize their dreams.